Çıldıracağım ya. Ara sahnemiz gelsin. Of of.
Oh, good. We haven't missed the sorting ceremony.
Twitch beni bitiriyorsun
I'm no
ya.
expert, but that seems more appropriate. Now, I need to study this locket as soon as I can, but first I must contact the ministry. They need to know what happened to George and be warned of Ranrock. For the moment, I ask that you keep all that's happened this evening between you and me.
Of course, sir.
Thank you. Ready for the sorting ceremony?
Hazırız.
Phineas, Nigellus, Black. Prepare yourself to meet the headmaster.
Neyi seçsek?
Fig, nice of you to join us. The sorting ceremony's over.
There were complications.
Complications?
It seems the goblin problem has...
Enough. Goblins. I've no time for rumors, Fig, and I'm rapidly losing whatever patience I had left. If you're lucky, we might still be able to get you sorted this evening.
I'll be in touch.
Okay Fik. Bu arada YouTube'dakiler bir abone olursanız hani.
Professor Weasley, we've one more to be sorted.
Welcome. You're just in time. Have a seat.
Ah, yes. A bit older than the others, aren't you? You come here with preferences and preconceptions. Certain
Belli
expectations.
beklentilerimiz var ya. Biz keşifçiyiz arkadaş.
I'm looking forward to exploring Hogwarts and the world beyond the castle and grounds.
Indeed. Much can be gleaned by having an adventurous spirit, but your professors have a great deal to teach you as well. I wonder. I detect something in you. A certain sense of... what is it?
A sense of adventure? I like to think that I'm not afraid of anything.
Yüzümüzdeki yaradan cesur olduğumuz belli olsun bence.
Exceptionally daring, undaunted by the unknown, willing to forge ahead alone when you must. Perhaps you belong in Gryffindor.
Aynen Gryffindor. Bu sefer Gryffindor olacağım. Oyunu ilk bitirdiğimde Slytherin'dim. Şimdi Gryffindor olalım. Bence mantıklı.
Better be Gryffindor!
Oh, and one more thing. Due to the unfortunate injury on the pitch in last spring's final, this year's Quidditch season has
Ya şu
been
oyuna niye
cancelled.
Quidditch'i getirmediniz?
Enough! It's not as though I've banned flying altogether, but don't tempt me.
Ya bir
You
sekansta
are here
Quidditch
to
oynasak
focus on your
yeterdi yani.
academic futures. I'm sure you all have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow. I said, I'm sure you all have plenty to do before classes begin tomorrow.
Bir yemek yeseydik.
Quite an entrance. It's lovely to meet you. I'm...
Professor Weasley, would you be so kind as to show our new student to their common room?
I shall see to it, sir. As I was saying, I'm Professor Weasley. Pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, Professor.
As Deputy Headmistress, it is my distinct honor to show you to your common room. Right this way.
Dedim bakalım.
It's most uncommon for a student to begin as a fifth year. This should be quite an adventure.
I'm looking forward to it.
I remember the first time I entered the Gryffindor common room after being sorted.
You were a Gryffindor?
I am a Gryffindor. Never could remember the password when I was a girl, however.
Password?
Password?
The password is Grata Domum.
Grata Domum.
You may enter.
Well done. Now, go on in and get some sleep. You have a big day ahead of you tomorrow. I shall be back in the morning to collect you for your first class.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoy your first night at Hogwarts. Sleep well.
Nasipte varsa. Oyunun sesleri bana niye çok geliyor? Kısmama rağmen.
Looks like everyone's gone. Better head to the common room.
Ama önce şu Twitch'teki sorunumu düzeltmem lazım. Nasıl düzelteceğim bilmiyorum. İlk defa yayın dışı bir oyun oynuyorum. Aşağı iniyorduk değil mi? Yukarı mı çıkıyor?
Now, which way is the common room?
Biz de onu arıyoruz zaten.
Must be different. Starting Hogwarts.
Revelio.
They're lucky they didn't end up as Dragonfall, like that poor man from the Ministry. Can't imagine starting a new school this late.
A little room, everyone.
Nelly would
Don't
do
fall off
anything
this
for a
time,
teacher.
Nelly.
Right on alley. Went where the captain said. Odd-coloured eye and it's quite...
Nasıl tanıtacağız kendimizi?
I hope the professor catches her this time.
Why is everyone so highly strung? It's perfectly safe. Well, hello. Don't mind
Hello.
me. I find it helpful to change my point of view now and again. Put things in perspective. Once I made it to the top of Gryffindor Tower, from the outside, without a broom.
Goodness.
I'm Nellie, by the way. Nellie Ogspire. I've heard rumors about what happened to you on your way to Hogwarts. Is it true?
Ejderhası
About the
kardeşim.
dragon?
Bunu doğrulamamız lazım.
It is true, but we handled it very well.
I'll say. I think you've already earned a reputation for fearlessness. Anyway, you've certainly brought some much-needed excitement to Gryffindor. And Hogwarts, for that matter.
What exactly are the rumors about my journey to Hogwarts?
That you escaped a dragon attack? Isn't that enough? Most
Kim
of us
demiş
arrive
ya
by
bu
train or boat,
ejder ya?
not having just escaped the jaws of a
Lütfen.
dragon. Of course it's got people talking. Word travels fast at Hogwarts.
I'd imagine most students have never seen a dragon. Have you?
Goodness, no. And I've never heard of one attacking a carriage like that. Not enough meat in a carriage, I'd think.
I take it you're not afraid of heights.
Allah ya, bu bence çok saçma.
It's something I've always done since I was little. My mother once found me on the roof when I was 5. Still has no idea how I got there. But with all the strange hallways and rooms in the castle, and everything lurking in and outside the grounds, you don't need to scale a tower to see something incredible here.
I'm sure I'll be seeing you
Oldu.
around, either in our common room or when you scale your next tower.
You never know. Bye for now.
Kıza bak lan. Hadi çıkarsın. Irk.
Oh, what did I do wrong this time? I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's not a complicated spell. I should be able to do it non-verbally. Why is this not working? Ugh! Oh, hello there. Welcome to Gryffindor. I'm
Hoş
Cressida.
bulduk.
Pleasure to meet you, Cressida.
Splendidly theatrical arrival to the sorting ceremony last evening. Made it in by the skin of your teeth. Is it true that you're Professor Fig's protege?
No, I merely studied with him briefly before we arrived.
Blast! I was hoping he might have given you some advice on non-verbal casting.
Is that what you were trying to do just there?
Oh, yes. Having a spot of trouble. I've mastered the charm using its incantation, but this is proving a bit trickier.
A little more practice ought to do it.
I practiced all summer. I can cast spells more complicated than this one without speaking.
Demek ki yeterli değil. Biraz daha çalışmam lazım.
I'm just going to keep at it.
Well, good luck with it. It was nice to meet you, Cressida.
Bununla
You as
fazla
well.
muhatap olmayalım.
Enjoy your first day.
Boss'u ben de öpüyorum ha.
Revelio.
Ya bunları kullanamıyoruz herhalde.
Here, have a sip. Go on. Sure you don't want to try it? Brewed it myself. Hello, you're the new 5th year. Pleased to meet you. I'm Gareth Weasley. Heard about your travels here. Can't believe it. Glad you and Fig are all right. Is it true that someone from the Ministry was with you in the carriage?
Oh, yes. A friend of Professor Fig's.
Oh, didn't mean to pry. Nasty business, dragons. Again, very glad you're here.
Ejderhaymış.
Thank you, Gareth. So am I. Are you related to Professor Weasley?
I am. She's my aunt.
Does
Bence
having
bu
your
garip
aunt here
olmalı.
make things difficult?
More than you'd think. Most people assume I can't get into trouble or be given detention. But they're wrong. Aunt Matilda tends to treat me as if I'm a first year. Keeps too close an eye on me. It's all a bit suffocating, to be honest. Still, she means well. And she's an
Olabilir.
incredibly powerful witch. She'll have your back.
Kupadaki ne?
Are you having butterbeer for breakfast?
Oh no. I've been perfecting a recipe I came up with over the summer. I'm almost there, based on some reactions that may need a bit more work.
Seems you enjoy brewing. Might I assume that you've a talent for potions of all sorts?
Well, as I see it, there's little difference, fundamentally, between brewing a modification to butterbeer and a Wiggenweld potion. Though, I'm not certain Professor Sharp would make the connection. He doesn't appreciate my, creativity as much as you might think.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Gareth, and
Tamam
thank you
işte
for the
bu da
insights
memnun
on your
olduk.
Pleasure to
Kendine
meet you
cici
as well.
bak.
Good luck today.
Sana da good luck.
New Gryffindor. Professor Weasley's waiting for you outside the common room.
Kim konuştu? Sen mi konuştun?
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a fifth year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave
Vay
here.
arkadaş
After
ya.
much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
Aha da geldi beceri kitabımız.
What is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a fifth year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Nereye kayboldu?
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have.
Buralar biraz sıkıcı. Sürekli konuş. Tamam, takip edelim.
This way. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore.
Tabii profesör.
I
Rebellion.
certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings.
Bir yandan da
Do keep up.
ya koş profesör koş. Isırma kızım, ısırma.
The guide appears to have some information for you about that painting of poor Barufio. Simply cast Revelio on it, and we'll see what the guide says.
Tamam bu. Tamam. Açalım rehberi. Devam et. Tıklayacak mıyız bunu? Devam et. Tamam, okudum, anladım. Bir dakika, bizim kostümlerimiz varmış. Eldiven önemli. Şapkada takalım mı? Bu ne lan? Çok kötü oldu. Cübbemiz. Atkımız var mı? Bir özelliği yoksa gerek yok. Çilikle mi dolaşsak? La 50 tane mi bulacağız? Abo. %50. Bunlar tabi diğer hesap dolu için giyemiyor muyuz? Üzdü.
Clever, isn't it? Keep
Bir
your eyes
dakika. Ha, manterimiz boş. Okey.
opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
Revelio.
Burada bir şey var.
No time to waste. You've classes to attend.
Tabii. Bu oyunda para çok önemli. Parayı kıracağım bu sefer.
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Haritayı açalım. Nereye bulacaktık? Tamam. Devam et. Ha, burada. Buraya mı gidecektik acaba? Bilmiyorum ki. Ama ben bu oyunu SSD'ye taşımam lazım. Büyük ihtimal yarın taşırım diye düşünüyorum. Yoksa böyle ömür bitmez yani. Ulan kedi. Ulan kedi. Ayağıma niye basıyorsun kızım? Şu an böyle şey gibiyim. Yayın açamıyorum. İnternetimde yine problem var. Kendim bir boşlukta gibi hissediyorum.
You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall. Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive, our King's Cross station, so to speak.
Revelio.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes
Tabii
today.
katılırız.
And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
Evet profesör.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
Yok.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said.
Allah Allah.
Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Tabii efendim.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat.
Evet Profesör Weasley, yeter bu kadar sohbet.
To explain the details of the field guide's map.
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Tabii efendim.
Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
Bizim büyümüz yok değil mi?
Revelio.
Kızım bir dur. Şuradan seviye atlayalım bari ya. Onu nasıl yakalayacağım? Isırma, ısırma. Neyse profesörle
It's good to see
konuşayım.
you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
Nereden duydun?
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Hangisini açayım? Görev günlüğünü. Tıkladım. Tamam. Tamam. Bence önce bir karanlık sanatları şey yapalım. Gidelim.
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Onun da. Şunları keşke alabilsek ya. Neyse.
Revelio.
Kızım ne yapıyorsun? Hem tırmaladı hem şey yaptı, ısırdı kedi. Dur şuranın şeyini de açalım da lazım olur. Burada bir şey var mıydı?
Revelio.
Bunları daha açamıyoruz. Ama hepsini de yapacağım. Seviye 3 yapacağım. Abartabildiğim kadar yap. Ses geliyor ama. Koşma oğlum, koşma. Bundan mı geliyor acaba? Abi şu dink sesi var ya. Kim bilir nereden geliyor ya. Burada bir şeyler var mı? Burada bir şeyler var mı efendim? Yok. Ve biz karanlık sanatları buradan mı gidiyor?
Revelio.
Koş. Ha buldum.
Hogwarts is a second home for me.
Revelio.
Daha ilk görevim yapalım bari.
Is that all you've got?
Sebo, Sebo.
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Tabii efendim. Ve ikinci büyümüzü öğrendik sonunda.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with the basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember. Levioso. Good. Now, the basic cast. Well done.
Levioso.
Tamam mı? Öldün, çık.
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
Levioso. Good form. I know. Can't be your first duel. Let's just say I'm a quick learner. There you go. Levioso.
Ya Sebastian. Sebastian, hayırdır sen?
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
Seni gidi Slytherin sen.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Gryffindor.
Thank you,
Ya
Professor.
bizim işimiz bu
Glad to have
zaten
the opportunity
profesör.
to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments.
Sağ olun profesör.
All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Gel lan buraya Sebos.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
Hangisini seçsek?
I've dueled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back.
Huh, fair enough. You owe me an honest duel when you aren't. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
İlgi çekici
Exclusive
geliyor.
and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested. Till next time.
Bitti mi bu görevimizde? İyi, güzel. Bir şeye bakıyorum da.
Revelio.
Aa, gördüm seni.
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you, not the other way around.
Huh. Always thought Levioso was for first years. Not anymore.
Lan takıldığım yere bak.
Revelio.
You drilled Sebastian. He's strong competition. Well done.
Teşekkür ederim. Sen ne diyorsun?
Oh, I'm not much for dueling. I prefer to keep things friendly.
Belli. Sen
I'd
ne
hate to
diyorsun?
face Professor Hecat in a duel.
Bakalım. Yukarıya mı çıkacağız şimdi? Bir çay içilir.
Revelio.
O zaman ikinci dersimize girelim. Neyse, şimdi bu şarkıdan telif yemeyelim. Durduk yere.
Revelio.
Ne öyle omuzlarını şey yapıp gidiyorsun? Burada bir şeyler var mı? Dur, şurayı da açalım da. Tamam, gideceğiz ya.
Revelio.
Araştır bitmez ya.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit.
Bitti.
Some of us don't necessarily want him to get back to the lesson.
Nereden geliyor acaba? Sınıfa gireceğim. Şunu da açayım.
The werewolves join the goblins in the uplands.
Werewolves, where were you? In the Goblin Rebellion of 17...
And by the end, the Minister for Magic.
Sınıfa gireceğiz herhalde. Oradan öğrenip şey yapacaktık galiba. Emin değilim. Evet, yine uzun konuşmalar bizi bekliyor.
Here. There's an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronen yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with a passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone?
Kesin bize çatacak.
I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm?
Allah Omar değil mi diyor?
It seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Akıyor. Ha, pardon. Akıyor, büyüğümüzü de öğrenelim de bari.
Accio!
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Tabii gelelim arkandan. Şarkı, o meme yok mu, o şey mimi? Skirtle mimi. Kim yaptı onu? Kim yaptı? O mimi kim yaptı? Yanlış mı?
I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Aa, en sevmediğim görev.
So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Now, think of this like gobstones, if you will, but instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you. The trick is to pull the sphere as far as possible, but not a bit more, or it'll fall, yes? Now, I could keep talking about theory all day, but practice is the best professor. Show us how it's done.
Tamam mı?
Accio!
Excellent control there.
Dur orada, dur orada. Uy.
Very good.
Hadi. Uf. Böyle bırakalım.
Very good. Points to Gryffindor. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Başlayayım. Ladies first.
Watch this.
Aynısını biz de yaparız ya.
That's it.
Let us see this.
Aa,
That is how it's done.
bu iş böyle yapılır.
Quite impressive. Risha. Yes!
30 ha. Sıra bende, hadi bakayım. Lütfen dur, lütfen dur. Çok gitti ya.
Happens to the best of us. Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
Önünden geçsem ne olur? Hadi be.
There we go.
Accio.
Very good.
Let us see this.
Beni belli puana çeksene.
I thought I had that.
Tamam, bir tane kaçırma şansım var.
Nicely done.
Biz bu işi biliyoruz ha. Çok iyi. Ah be.
That is how it's done.
Accio.
Excellent control there.
Bu sefer kazandım ama. Bu sefer
Very
affetmem
good,
ama.
both of you. Well done.
Dur be kızım.
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I
Ya
underestimated
bize laf
you.
alamazsın.
Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here.
Bu
Before
da
I
mı
knew it,
profesörün
we had
kızı?
left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
Well, it's been nice
Uzatmayacağım.
talking and competing with you.
And with you. Ah,
O
I think
kadar
Professor
sıkıcı
Ronan
ki.
wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans.
A word,
if
if you would.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? You did well, managing to best as gifted a student as Miss Onai.
Thank you, Professor. I enjoyed the match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction
Evet.
outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
Teşekkürler profesör.
Revelio.
Burada ne var? Bakayım sen ne diyeceksin?
Professor Ronan reminds me of my grandfather. Loads of wisdom, but a bit mad.
After my brother learned the summoning charm, it was constant Accio this, Accio that, cutlery flying everywhere. Quite unsafe, really.
Revelio.
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Evet, yeni öğrenciyim.
Hello. You wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about.
Apex tabaydı
Hope
ve
your first day's
Cyclops.
going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
Aha. Şimdi bunları alabiliriz size. Hadi kedi sevelim biraz. Brrr brrr. Sanki hiç dibimde sevmiyormuşum gibi. Wow. Nasıl bir şey acaba? Tamam dur, kayıt kaç dakika oldu? Kaydı durdurmam lazım. Bayağı uzun oldu galiba. Bakayım. Abo 1 saatlik kayıt olmuş. Tamam şu kaydı durduralım.